Deep gazes filled with struggles and stories. Struggles that transcend generation. Know the deepest realities through its protagonists on TeleSUR documentaries. Sunday. Only on TeleSUR. We share your feelings, exalt your accomplishments, and show your reality. Our approach is global and keeps us in tune with the peoples. Caribbean countries also get our signal. With enthusiasm, we will continue to broadcast for them. Because we are TeleSUR, the news broadcaster from South America and the Caribbean.
Welcome back from the south. In Ecuador, in the midst of the wave of armed violence that is shaking the country, President Daniel Noboa decreed a new state of emergency in 7 provinces and 1 canton in the country. The measure will be applied for a period of 60 days in the provinces of Los Ríos, Guayas, Santa Elena, Manabí, El Oro, Sucumbíos, Orellana, and the canton Camilo Ponce Enriquez of the province of Azuay. According to the Executive Decree 275, which establishes the measure, the unavailability of domicile and correspondence in the aforementioned entities is suspended. The President made a statement on the matter and said that with this new state of exception, the second phase of the fight against terrorism in the country begins, and to win it, according to his words, military intervention is necessary.
To win in the second stage of the war, we need the military to be allowed to act. Criminals and terrorists who take cover and mock the forces of order and justice, in their right to the inviolability of the home, know that they will lose it.
The governments of Venezuela and China signed a new cooperation agreement to strengthen trade, investment, and strategic development. The Executive Vice President of Venezuela, Delcy Rodriguez, and the Representative for International Trade of the People's Republic of China, Wang Zhongwen, signed in Caracas the agreement to strengthen bilateral relations and consolidate mutual benefits. The representatives emphasized that commercial exchanges will be consolidated through the exchange of Chinese goods for Venezuelan coffee. After the meeting, Rodriguez stressed that Venezuela will always be an ally of China because it respects international law and the growth of peoples. She also emphasized her country's intention to join the BRICS group within this year.
So this is a future of relations, a giant that is also part of the BRICS. Venezuela is expecting to formally join the BRICS group this year because it is a route to the new world, to a world without hegemony, to a world that respects international law, where international trade and economic cooperation has new visions, new trade channels, which is very important. Why? Well, our economies are either blocked or threatened by hegemonic positions and the construction of this new world, of these new international financial and trade networks, like the Silk Road, will allow us to strengthen all the common paths of our peoples based on sovereign respect between states.
In Peru, President Dina Boluarte filed a lawsuit before the Constitutional Court against the judiciary and the Public Prosecutor's Office, accusing them of allegedly undermining the exercises of their functions and competencies. According to local media, the president argued that there was an alleged interference by both institutions of justice in her functions as President of the Republic of Peru. Likewise, the head of state appointed the Prime Minister Gustavo Adriansen to present the lawsuit and represent her during the process. Boluarte's decision comes in response to a new investigation announced by the Public Prosecutor's Office regarding the Rolex Gate case, which investigates Boluarte for the alleged crime of illicit enrichment after the purchase of luxury watches. Now we move on to other topics. In the flood-ravaged city of Porto Alegre in southern Brazil, internally displaced refugees face difficult decisions. Our correspondent Brian Meir has more.
With large swaths of the city still underwater nearly 3 weeks after its worst floods in history, the southern Brazilian city of Porto Alegre is suffering from an internally displaced refugee crisis that is expected to continue for months. According to the mayor's office, roughly 2/3 of them are living in the homes of friends and family, with the remainder living in dozens of impromptu shelters that have been set up in schools, churches, and gymnasiums.
It was an issue of 3 minutes that I had to get out of my house with my mother-in-law, who is in a wheelchair, my father-in-law, my daughter, and 3 grandchildren. We had to move fast. I would like to thank the firemen who arrived, because they got us out of there. First, they carried my kids and my in-laws, and then me and my daughter. It was very scary.
As the water begins to recede, residents are returning to their homes, assessing the damage, and trying to decide whether they should rebuild their lives there or move to safer areas. This is an especially difficult dilemma for the poor, and their anger is mounting against the local government, which has criminally neglected the city's flood prevention system for years.
There are a lot of children, a lot of people living in shelters that are far away from here, and the government isn't coming here. Nobody's saying anything about our favela. Nobody has said anything yet. I want to see what is going to happen to us now, because a lot of people are homeless now. The reality is here. You're filming our reality. Look at our houses. The people don't have anything left. Everyone who lived on the ground floor has nothing left.
Rio Grande do Sul's Civil Defense Department says that the floodwaters aren't expected to fully recede until sometime in June. Brian Meir, TeleSUR, Porto Alegre.
The AI Seoul Summit co-hosted with the United Kingdom came to an end after debating on concerning issues regarding artificial intelligence and signing an agreement among participants. Let's see further details.
The meeting is a follow-up to November's AI Safety Summit at Bletchley Park in the UK, aimed at discussing issues such as job security, copyright and inequality. In that regard, ministers expressed their views and shared their proposals.
The ministerial session held today will seek more specific and practical measures based on the vision presented in the Seoul Declaration, and will especially focus on ensuring artificial intelligence safety and sustainable AI development.
We have a joint mission to grip the risk so that we can together seize the incredible opportunities across our public services, our businesses, and our societies at large. However, my message today is that we should not rest on our laurels. As the pace of AI development accelerates, we must match that speed with our own efforts and action if we are to grip the risks and seize the opportunities. It is our responsibility to ensure that human wisdom keeps pace with human knowledge as we navigate the most complex technology humanity has ever produced.
On Tuesday, over 12 tech companies signed a voluntary agreement to enhance artificial intelligence safety, including Alphabet's Google, Microsoft, Xiaomi, Amazon, Samsung Electronics, among others. They agreed on using methods as watermarking to identify AI-generated content, as well as grant job creation and support socially vulnerable groups. The PM of South Korea gave the opening remarks on the subject.
The Republic of Korea is fully committed to contributing to the development of safe, innovative, and inclusive AI technologies for the benefit of its citizens and the global community. AI safety cannot be truly achieved until those who are the most vulnerable have access to necessary means to respond to threats and challenges posed by this new technology.
The Artificial Intelligence Seoul Summit will come to an end on Wednesday, after engaging leaders and chief executive officers of companies in talks on AI safety and inclusive AI policies, among other pivotal issues. The next encounter will be held in France in 2025.
Now, before we end this news brief, we go back to Iran live. As we were saying, the funeral processions are taking place Right now, for President Ebrahim Raisi, let's recall that a number of days have been declared as grieving days in Iran after the tragic helicopter accident that took the lives of President Ebrahim Raisi, his foreign ministers Amir Abdullahian, and also other members of their committee. While they were coming from eastern Azerbaijan province. So what we're looking at are images, live images in Mashhad, as citizens continue to pay homage to the leaders, specifically President Raisi in his hometown. And like this, we have come to the end of this news brief. You can find these and many other stories on our website at telesurenglish.net. And also join us on social media. We are on Facebook, X, Instagram, Telegram, and also on TikTok. For TeleSUR English, my name is Belén de los Santos. Thank you for watching.
Deep gazes filled with struggles and stories. Struggles that transcend generation. Know the deepest realities through its protagonists on TeleSUR documentaries. Sunday. Only on TeleSUR.
We are here in front of the life, willing to create the way with the ideas and the destination. We are the echo of the forgotten, the fight of those who do not give up. We believe in the transcendence of stories and in the firmness of their walk, without lowering your hands and with your head held high, with the heart and the commitment in the skin, to show a fairer truth, where equality is real and not a piece of paper. TeleSUR always gives you more.
Every year, thousands of people leave their homeland to reach new horizons. A reality of those people who struggle for their freedom. Know the diverse causes of those who live between borders. Thursdays, only on TeleSUR.
The entire team is active to navigate the always exciting and challenging cognitive universes of this hyper-connected society. Greetings, lovers of knowledge, be welcome to ADAMAN, TeleSUR Science and Technology Program. This is Jack Bravo, and it is a pleasure to meet you again. Remember that you can follow us on our digital social networks. The meeting points are the following. On Facebook, we are as TeleSUR. In X, you can contact us at TeleSUR. Or if you prefer, my account at TeleSUR. And also on Instagram, TeleSUR TV. Now let's review the innovative dynamics that the production team prepared for this edition. Let's see the details right away. Today in Atamon, the probe of knowledge of the cognitive log lands in rare earths, important sources of raw materials for electronics used in smartphones, wind turbines, or medical equipment, just to mention a few, in addition to other inventions of the so-called green technologies, but that along with their uses, these present a component of technological and economic geopolitics that does not leave their powers idly. Before delving into lithium and rare earths, let's review how the innovative dynamic moves in this premiere chapter of Atamon. Let's see it.
Optimus Tesla humanoid robot captured the attention of experts and the general public, emerging as a possible milestone in the story of robots. Its structure, made of light and resisting materials, allows to perform fluid and coordinated movements, resembling those of a human. This robot is capable of perceiving the world around it, interacting with objects and people, and even learning and adapting to new situations. Its ability to perform complex physical tasks, along with artificial intelligence, makes it an ideal candidate to revolutionize various sectors such as manufacturing, logistics, healthcare, and even home. An unprecedented scientific advance opened the doors to a promising future for thousands of people living with autism spectrum disorder. The study focused on Timothy syndrome, a rare genetic condition that causes autism and epilepsy. The research uses skill cells for infants with this manifestation to create brain organoids, miniature three-dimensional models of human brain. After implementing the genetically coordinated organoids in the brain of rats, the scientists observed a significant improvement in the symptoms of Timothy syndrome. The rats showed a reduction in sensories and more normal behavior in social interaction tests. This finding enables and development of personalized treatment for the autism and will focus on refining the gene editing technique and evaluating its safety and effectiveness in the clinical trial with patients.
It is amazing how science, technology, and innovation complement each other to shape the creativity and wit of humanity. And that is why at Atamon, we will continue to show many of these when they are promoted for the well-being of the people of the great homeland. Comments, suggestions, and even some topic that you would like to be addressed by the team, you can communicate through the email atamon@telesurtv.net and be part of the journey through the innovations in each chapter. Do not deviate from your screens, because we leave you with the gamer space of the week. Remember, this is Atamon.
Botany Manor. It's a puzzle exploration video game that invites you to immerse yourself in the fascinating world of botany and Arabella Green. Set in Victorian England in the 1980s, the game takes you to botany manors, a magic dimension censored by the lawn gardens. In this idyllic setting, Arabella must defeat rideless solved riddles and use her botanical knowledge to cultivate a collection of rare and exotic plants. Throughout this adventure, you will visit different rooms of the place, discovering rooms full of story, ancient objects, and clues that will help you advance in the plot. In them, You will interact with a wide variety of flora, that you will learn about these properties and characteristics of loss. Learning about its carving history, it challenging puzzles in the beautiful environment, making a game that will capable for you to the first movement.
We continue orbiting through the techno-scientific scenarios typical of this hyper-connected society at the service of humanity. This is Atman. Rare earth elements are a group of 17 metallic elements that can be found in the periodic table. 15 of these elements belong to the group called lanthanides.